Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, The Ivy's Grove, and I am Kelly, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, 2023, yes. I'm hoping for everybody, a happy 2023. I'm hoping, no drastic change. We're not going to talk about 2020. We're not going to talk about that, but 2021, there was still some residue from 2020 for a lot of people. 2022 wasn't bad, but it wasn't great for 80% from what I'm seeing from others. I've always been a person who is in tune with my surroundings and just seeing others, so I'm not an empath. I want to go far to say that. I might have some, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sure there's another word for it, but I have some empathic tendencies, but I'm sure there's like another name for it. There's too many fucking titles. But I'm very intuitive. I'm very in tune with my surroundings. I watch a lot of tarot. I watch a decent amount of tarot tube channels, Witchy, and it's like, I feel for people who are going through a rough patch, what have you. So 2021 was like, it was starting to get better, but things were kind of There was 2022 was just, what I've seen was like, there was some good, some stuff was getting better for others. Some of them were like, wasn't that great, but then it got better later. Or it was a mixed bag from what I've seen with other people. With me and my husband, 2022 was a fucking blur. Blur. It was a blur. I mean, it wasn't a bad blur, but it was a blur. So, my husband went to Georgia from October of 2021 and officially was done in February of 2022. For Christmas, he came up for Christmas, and then had to go back down because he was in a program to work down there for a company to help him get back to civilian world because he was getting out of the army after 20 years. For some of you who are subscribed to my channel, you know the story. Some people who don't, that's why at the end of 2021 and in 2022, and then he officially was retired on April 1st, and then we had to put the house on the market and sell it and move here in Virginia and get a rental place. We had to, this house we're renting, something I didn't share with you guys, we had to rehome our cats. We did not drop them at a shelter of any kind. We found homes. My youngest daughter's cat, Cappuccino, went to a classmate of hers in Connecticut, and the other two, Nix and Endora, Nix the black cat, and Endora the half Mancoon, they were up in Western New York with my in-laws. My in-laws are cat lovers, they're animal lovers, they're in a good place. We are just in a house that the landlords, who are a couple, they don't do pets. They own this one and two others in this side of the mountain. We found out recently that the person who lived in this house, she was the only one on the lease. The landlords did accept pets, but the woman had a couple extra than what she should have had. She also had her boyfriend supposedly living with her, but she was saying he wasn't living with her, but they could always see his car there on top of his pets, and they weren't paying their rent for like 4 or 5 months. So because of this woman, we cannot have pets. Yeah. But we needed a roof over our heads. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah. We love the house. We love the land. We have a beautiful sight of the mountains when we step out in the porch. Very beautiful. So I'm hoping in the future she might lift up. So we'll see. I do have a high schooler who's in the middle of her sophomore year. I want to avoid moving out of this town for whatever reason. If we have to suck it up and live here for 3 years to at least have my oldest graduate from high school, so be it. But there's also a couple other little things, that we're not really dealing with, but like, she's a bit of a pain in the butt. This house, I think I said this earlier, this house, she used to grow up in this house. So there's an emotional attachment to this house. We have a middle person. She's the in-betweener. So she's the one that would visit us or call us, what have you, let us know that they're coming to check something out, what have you. This next one that's coming up, and she called the other day. I'm just gonna say P. The middle person is P. We found out that the landlady, the wife, wants P to check on the 3 houses every month. P is trying to talk her out of it. 1, it's ridiculous. 2, I don't know if that's against the law or not. This is new for me and my husband. Like, we've rented before, but we've done apartments. We never rented a house before. P is trying to talk her out of it. P also is a realtor herself, and she also has a couple rental places in the next town over. She doesn't have, and I think she lives in a totally different town. She doesn't have time every month. She has houses to show. She has possibly rentals to show of her place. She could have houses to show if they're on sale. They're up in the market. She doesn't have time to come over here and check us out, check me and 2 other houses every month. Yeah. So, that's all I gotta say to that. Anyway. Sorry for my little rambling. I absolutely fucking apologize for that one. That's a good fucking 5-minute rambling of what's going on. Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, shut up on my drama. At the end of it, we love the house. We love the size of the house. My husband and I we talked about it. When the time for us to buy a house, we want something this size. We definitely want something this size or similar layout. It's just more cozy. Anyway, enough on my soapbox. On to the 2 things I got when I went out Christmas shopping. Went to the Dollar Tree store, got these 2 things. First one is and then this one. Let's see. You guys see that? Hopefully. Let's see. How many guys can see that? I mean, it looks weird on mine. Maybe you guys be able to see it when it's on the thing. Still looks blurry. It's kind of weird. So pomegranate and cypress, fragrance perfume oil, and this one's Butch. They smell good for a Dollar Tree store. I will not recommend the incense sticks. They're gross. I did a lemongrass last year. Bought it. It smelled kind of like lemongrass, but then when I lit it, it smelled like soap. Well, according to my husband, it smells like soap. There was some lemongrass, but it smelled something else. But according to my husband, it smelled like soap. So, yeah. Other one is Dollar Tree store. There's another thing I got from the Dollar Tree store. I was going to make Yule balls, like a Yule spell ball for Yule and hang it up on my tree. Did not do that. I did watch Wine and Witchcraft, Brittany and Justin doing their own. And I remember going, oh yeah, I still got these in my Jeep in the trunk with the stocking stuffers I got at the Dollar Tree store. So that reminded me to get those. And I was going to make one of these and I just didn't do it. But I have plans what I'm going to do. I will share this later in the future episode. So that's that. Okay. Now on my last video, I just posted like late last night, like an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour before midnight. I did a VR to Reconnect by Lock and Legend. Logan is his name. So I did that last night. So these 3 decks, they're not a reconnecting. It's going to be something I'm planning on doing for this year. First one is I've had this for a while. And that's the Celtic Tree Oracle. And a couple years before I got that deck, I was in a bit of a spiritual slump. So I had my 2 goals. They're like 3.5 years apart. I had a bit of a slump. So one of the things I did was I purchased every month when we were living in Washington State a PDF each tree of the year for the Celtic Tree year. Mickey Mulio. I have a very thick Massachusetts accent. Bear with me. Mickey Mulio. Muellel. She made these. Now, there are other books about the Celtic Tree in England and all that stuff. She did say that some of the dates that she put in might be different than what you see in a book from a different author. She did say there's no right or wrong way. It's up to you how you want to use it. If you want to use hers, we'll have it based on the dates, that's fine. If you want to tweak it on the other ones, that's fine too. I have them printed out. I have plans for those when it comes to 2 decks. This one. I got something planned for this 2 of these decks. One of them I'm gonna have to like possibly leave for a couple seconds to get it. I thought I snatched it up, but it's not just the tree, the year of the tree. There's more to this. There's more trees for this one. Beautiful artwork. The problem is the book is well written, but compared to like what I was used to doing in the Celtic Tree year, the couple years I did it, a couple of the meetings just didn't fit well. So I didn't really work with this, but I just love the artwork. So I have plans for this that I will share I might share a little snippet during the year. It's Hawthorne. So, one of my favorites is Birch. Yeah. So, there's that. This one is the Hedge Witch Botanical. I've been mostly using this. Oh, excuse me, I dropped a card, excuse me. Backs. I've been using this like spring and summer. And I haven't been using it since we've been here. That's something about when you're bouncing around the United States. Even if you move maybe once or twice, not because you're in the military lifestyle, just in general. Like if you move to a totally different state or even the other side of the state, the energy is different and your energy yourself can change as well. But I love these two decks. So it's like I want to do something. I'm not getting rid of them, but I'm not using them as divinations as much. So I have a plan this year when I'm, for these that I am very excited to do. And then I got to grab some more of these. So what I did was I went to Joann's yesterday. I have to grab another package. I might need more of these. You go to the craft section, like journaling props or was it not mint? No, my mind's saying medieval. Is not mixed media. Tim Holtz is one guy. So he had these in a package, and so you got these. You got the little pockets. Then what I did was I taped the bottom. These two were separate. So I taped the bottom to make them look at their own little folding. I have another deck that I used to use for a while. And it's the Celtic Tree Oracle deck by Mickey Miller. And this tends to slide really well in the handmade that I made. Handmade. As well as in here. I think you guys have an idea what I'm planning on doing with some of these codes. As we're talking about crafty stuff, I am doing I have like 4 like nice journals. I'm not going to show a journal. 2 of them, I'm going to be doing something on my journals that's going to be like a grimoire BOS there's going to be some written stuff on it, but it's also going to be a little bit of, I don't want to say junk journaling, not full-blown junk journaling, but some of the pages are going to have some junk journal on the pages. But not super junk journal. But I'm pretty excited with it. I saw an episode of Olivia, the Witch of Wanderlust, right around the fall. She teamed up with Marshell, which is the Witch of Southern Light. They both got together, made a video on her channel where he talked about his journal and how he made it, and that got me to go, oh, I know what I'm going to be doing for 2023. So if you guys haven't watched it, check it out. I will post a link, hopefully to be able to post a link on it. If not, I'll write down, Olivia's channel and the name of the episode. You can paste it and paste it and find it. So yeah, so that's one part of my thing, what I'm planning on doing. The other thing I'm jumping on the bandwagon, been hearing it for a while, and I got one. And I love this one. This started in July, but I'm going to start in January. I haven't written anything on it yet, but I will soon. It's the 2023 planner. This one's an Herbal Magic one. And there's a lot. It's a weekly one. There's even a 2024 year ahead one right here, which is nice. This one's cool because it has an herbal one. This I am planning on adding like certain dates of when I want to make certain oil blends or maybe herbal blends. There's moon. You got the, let's see, let's go to January. Let's go to January. So January 2nd. Okay. So you have this, which is January, right? Then you have the weekly. And then each one has a picture of the flower and a little bit of info. And it has like this one has foxglove, planetary companions Venus and Saturn, daily correspondence for Friday and Saturday, element is water, zodiac is Taurus, energy is feminine. Has a little of like foxglove due to its toxicity, toxic. This dangerous plant is purely ornamental and a delightful specimen. It is. Another garden favorite of bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and fairies. Foxglove is a traditional cottage garden and witch's garden plant. Its original name, foxglove, arose from the fact that the flowers resemble the fingers of a glove and refer to the good folk, the fairies who dwell deep within the forest while foxglove grew. Its bell-shaped flowers can be heard tolling if you have fairies living amongst your herbs. Magical properties. Foxglove is an herb of protection. I'm sure there's some other ones as well. Plant foxglove in your garden to summon fairy protection, which is a suggestive use. There's also a little saying for each one. Then you have the weekly. And then here you got the clover, and then there's an explanation of the clover. So it's an herbal, so I'm planning on using it to put dates of when I want to make certain things, oil or herbal. But I'm also going to write down like dates on when for my YouTube channel as well. So I'm only going to keep it 2. I'm just starting out. I know there's people who do add a couple more. This is a great reference for my doing spell work during the moon phases. Which, speaking of which, since 2010, 2011, I went, after having a couple years of a pause, I slowly went back, and I've just been doing like a lot of Wheel of the Year kind of deal. Just seasonal magic. Did my altar seasonal. Would do some basic spell work. I'm more, when it comes to my spell work, ever since I started up until 20, I would say 2027, late 2006, before my daughter was born in early 2007, I did a lot of spell work with a little bit of seasonal here and there for years. That was my thing. Did moon phases, did my spell work during the moon. Had my first daughter, kind of didn't do a lot of stuff. Had my second daughter, here and there. But Mickey Mueller, I got Mickey Mueller's tree magic. That helped me get back on it. I did a lot of seasonal like or the Sabbats, the Austria Bell team. I kind of did it that way with a little bit of spell work here and there, but nothing really on the moon phases as much. If I did, it was a quick little like full moon. This year, I was hoping when we moved to Connecticut, but it didn't really gel. Here, I am going back to what works for me. I am not doing it by seasonal. I am doing it by moon energies. I am planning on doing more planetary magic. So I've had it for a long time, Raven Digilis planetary magic. That's not his title, it's something else. I'll be looking through that one, and there's a thick book on planetary magic that I want to get later in the year. It's a pretty thick book. I know Ivy the Occultist has that book. So I am planning. It's on my wish list on Amazon. So I'm planning on putting that as a wish list on my birthday for my husband. Hopefully he'll get it for me. So I think that one, and then there's another witch book that I would like to get for my birthday, or might get it later. So I'm gonna be down for 2 books purchasing this year, just 2. Speaking of books, actually, before I go there, speaking of moon, one of the things that was happening the last couple of years was everybody was jumping on the astrology. The only astrology I picked up was a oracle deck, which is the Heavenly Bodies Astrology, the deck. Love the artwork. So, what I'm planning on doing with this, I mean, I've gotten I did only a couple readings on this one, pretty good readings. But I'm planning on, I only did it like 1 card and just put it on my my altar. Or I would take out a card or 2 for that sign and just put it on there. But I am planning on using the zodiac sign for the code for the new moon. And the way I'm going to do the year ahead spread, it's going to be each zodiac sign for the new moon. And it's going to be, like, say, Aries. I'm going to start in Aries. I know some people started on Capricorn. If they do, I'm going to start on Aries. And I'm just going to shuffle my tarot deck and flip 1 card. And just do it that way. Just to see for the whole year, just to see if it's something I'm going to keep or not. But I want to do it for the whole year. I find the full moon in the zodiac, like say, even though the new moon is in Aries, the new moon in Aries, the full moon for that month is a totally different sign. That, to me, is a little confusing. So I'm not going to do the full moon on the zodiac. I'm going to do the new moon. So I'm going to start small and just do a reading for the whole year of 2023. And that's going to be my year ahead each month. I am going back to doing my spell. I'm going to do more spell work. And doing it, I missed the build-up. I would do some build-ups. And I miss doing those. And I'm at a point where I'm just like, yeah, this is it. So I am also going to be using my pendulum a lot more. I miss my pendulums. I haven't used a pendulum in a long time. So I am going to be using my pendulum. I did the Celtic tree, but I also did a lot of seasonal. I decorated my altar seasonal wise. Every season for the past 8, 9 years, almost 10 years, maybe a little bit. My oldest is 15, she's gonna be 6, almost 13 years. Like I was just doing a lot of seasonal, and I'm at a point where it's like I'm probably gonna go back to what I used to do, which is doing a lot of moon work, a lot of spell work. I will acknowledge the seasons, but I'm not going to acknowledge every season. There's going to be 4, which something I used to do, and it's the same 4 seasons, 4 Sabbaths that I'm going to really focus on because those are the ones I feel closely linked with. So, always have been since I was in my teens. So I am looking forward to that one. I'm not going to ignore the other ones. I'll be acknowledging those as well, but it's not going to be as heavy base as it used to be. Like, it's time. So I am looking forward to that. The next thing I'm going to share with you the 4 books that I am looking. One, I think I've showed you on my haul. I started reading it, but I kind of took a pause. I need to pick this up and read this again. So, Mountain Conjure and the Southern Rootwalk, Orion Foxwood, forward by Matt Owen and author of Psychic Witch. This is written by Orion Foxwood. My husband got this for me for Christmas. This gentleman grew up in the Appalachian, western part of, not West Virginia, but Virginia. We are in Virginia. We are near the Appalachian. So this is perfect. Curious if I'm going to add a couple things to this in my for 2023. Not sure yet. This next one, I've read it, I've skimmed it. I'm gonna reread this again, and that's Psychic Witch. I want to use there's some of the exercises that I know I used to do. I want to get back on it before I get his second book. I'm planning on getting his second book probably next year. I want to use some of his stuff and see if I could if I'm sure I can. We'll see. I'm going to tweak it of my own before I get his next one next year. The next 2, I found this person on Instagram. So he was putting out a book that I think it's so overdue. I got this in the middle of last year. And that is The Poison Path Herbal, Banned for Herbs, Medicinal Nightshades, and Ritual Entheogens by Kobe Michaels. Kobe Michael, sorry. And I love the fact that there's sigils for the plant. And I am so looking forward to do this. I'll explain a little bit next. Next thing is, I've had this for a long time. I'm going back for references on this one. Kind of going back in my day. Embracing the Moon by Yasmin Gilnorn. So, I'm so looking forward to this one. One of the herbals blends I want to try to make. I want to try to make, that I'm planning on making for Bridget. It's one of the recipes in here. So I am looking forward to do that. I'm going to be buying 2 decks. One's an Oracle deck that is coming in a couple days. And I have a tarot deck that's supposed to come out in March that I would like to purchase. And that's it on decks. I have some decks I got decks that I want to reconnect. I got the 2 new decks that I want to play with. I also snatched up a book when I was Christmas shopping that I believe is going to help me with working with the moon, as well as going back to the Celtic. And that's the Mythic Moons of Avalon. It's a pretty thick book. And I know there's another one, something like Within, but this is Lunar and Herbal Wisdom from the Isle of Healing. And like I said, I love working with the moon. I fucking miss it. I've been the last couple of years, been working with Herbal, which I haven't done at all until I think when we got to Connecticut, I started working. So with Luna and Herbal, this is going to be great. So I cannot wait for that. This is something I'm planning on doing for 2023 on my path. So, yeah. Trying to think of anything else. I'm going to work with moon, going back to the moon, energies on my path. I'm going back on doing my Celtic. I'm going to be seeing what else I can put in. I am also planning on, after Imbolc, I am planning on doing my, when it comes to setting my altar, I am not using cloths. I am going to be just keeping it bare. I've done cloths the last like 5-ish years. I'm keeping it bare. I picked a wood that's supposed to help. I'm not saying the cloth blocks it, but I love using the wood as bare. And I picked a certain wood to help energize the spell work of whatever I'm going to work with. And it's not going to clash with any other pieces of wood that I have. Like I have some birch wood. I think this one's made out of birch. I believe I have another birch wood. I'm also planning on, I have a wood burning tool that I got before we moved. I want to start using a little bit of that. I have a couple other things like craft-wise that I would like to try to make my own for tools. I'm not going to go all hogwash, but I have a couple ideas I want to use that I want to make for my spiritual workings. So that's the other plan. I will share that later in the year, like at the end of the year kind of deal, if I feel so inclined. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's it. Sorry if that came out rambly. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think that's it for now. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what I'm going to share with you guys on this channel, and I'm excited for my path that I'm planning on for 2023. And I will see you guys later. Everybody have a happy New Year's Day, the rest of the day. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Like, subscribe, comment, and because the more you the more I get thumbs up, the more I get a comment, my channel get more exposure. So, and to all the 89 subscribers for the past year and 2 months, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. And I will see you guys later.